Welcome to Believer's Recap Action Blockbuster, Heart of Stone. It begins where we see a crew of 4 MI6 agents, who are on the mission to take in Europe's most wanted arms dealer by the name of Mulvaney. Rachel Stone, a double agent of MI6 and the Charter, is introduced as an expert in computer, and she had to hack into the system of the club where Mulvaney was going to be, in order to include the other 2 agents Young and Parker on invited guest list. She was interrupted by unknown hacker. Their communication and access to the system of the club was cut off, so she had to use someone already on the network in order to be able to hack back into the system again. They show us that this is her first day in field operations of MI6. They had to direct her through the process. She disguised as if it was her first time to play blackjack in a casino, so that she could get close to the head of security in the club by 10 feet. When he saw her and he came close to Stone, she asked him for help with the game. That way Stone managed to do the task safely of hacking into the club system. Their faces were both scanned by club security team as they entered. After spotting Mulvaney, Young tried to get close to him, but his security team swiftly acted to save him, hence opening up a fight in the middle of the club. As Young and Parker fought Mulvaney's security, we see a young lady by the name of Kia who disrupted their communication before revealing herself to Stone by raising a glass of wine to her, then disappeared. Simultaneously, Mulvaney had to exit the club immediately. We see Parker following Mulvaney as they could not lose the chance of seeing him after a 3-year period in hiding. While Young and Stone saw and identified the location where Parker and Mulvaney were heading to, at that moment they both run back towards the car, but as Young approached the car, Stone pretended to be hurt. They had to move on without her. Stone now alone, she contacted the Charter using a code name of 9 of Hearts. She needed help from the Heart in order to know the closest route to the stop of cable train, where Parker and Mulvaney were heading to. She immediately jumped and slided on ice, grabbed a parachute, which took her for a distance, following Bailey and Young from above before touching the ground. From the air, Stone bumped into train cables but cut herself loose and continued following them using cables. We see Parker and Mulvaney fighting all the way through. Even though Parker was more skilled in fighting far more than Mulvaney, Bailey and Young, as they were on their way, they were blocked, so Bailey had to branch off into the woods. Then we see Stone also landing safely on the ground. Stone snatched a bike from a random ice biker. As Mulvaney's men moved in as they saw their boss approaching, they drove their cars to the station, and the sniper of Mulvaney found a spot to shoot at Parker. The Heart, which is a supercomputer, spotted Mulvaney's sniper, who had opened fire at Parker and directed Stone exactly where he was hiding. She drove the bike straight into him and started to take out Mulvaney's men. She took them out alone very first, then hid their bodies before her colleagues could arrive. By the time Bailey and Young came in, they only found cars and no one around. We also witness Mulvaney arriving on the station with Parker. As Parker and Bailey escorted he out of the train, he collapsed and died. They recognized that he had taken cyanide to kill himself before they could interrogate him